Tico here. Hope everyone's well and safe as normal, and welcome to this month's Q&A video. So let's get on with it. To start us off with just the one question is from Arnoldspotting videos, and their question is, which other kind of sprinters do you like other than the 150? All of them. 150, type 0s, type 1s, type 2s, 153s, 155s, 156s, 158s, 159s. All of them. They're all my favourite. Next up with two questions is from his correct account, Brighton Train Spotter 123. And their first question is, what place would you love to visit in Europe to do train spotting? Yeah, I never gave this any thought really until now. Switzerland, Austria, Germany. Second and final question from Brighton Train Spotter 123. Are you excited for the Class 373s returning to service for Eurostar? I am! I've never seen one before. So it'll be great to have a little look at them sometime in the future. Next up with two questions is from CPR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the first question is, what's the busiest station you've been to? London Paddington. This was back in 2018. A week before my birthday, but yeah, it was quite a goose little adventure. I didn't do any spotting or anything. It was a family visit thing. So, but yeah, it was great to be at London again. That was the last time I was in London as well, 2018. Second and final question from CPR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Have you ever seen a celebrity on a train? No, no I haven't. I think the closest celebrity that does trains is Jack Bosket. But in terms of like Hollywood celebrities and stuff, no. Nothing like that. Next up with three questions is from Edward Evans. And the first question is, what's your opinion on the Class 800? They're alright. They're still relatively new. Yeah, look, stay still. Yeah, they're still relatively new. They're cracking goose trains, aren't they? But yeah, you can find them anywhere really across the country. You can find them with Great Western Railway, Lumo, Transpennine Express, Hull Trains Paragon, and of course L&ER Azuma. But yeah, there are future Hitachis coming to Avanti West Coast to replace the Voyagers, and then you got the East Midlands Railways Auroras, so they're coming as well. So keep an eye out for them. I know I will, because Birmingham, they have the Avanti West Coast. So, second question from Edward: which is your favourite modern freight train class? The Class 68. There, because they are animals. Have you heard them? Christ. Third and final question from Edward Evans: 153s or 156s? Both. Next up with two questions is from Jacob's Rail Adventures, and the first question is, have you been on the Eurostar? Sadly, I have not seen, spotted or travelled on the Eurostars. I will at some point. In my personal opinion, I'd rather just train spot them first, because it's cheaper. I know it's London, but yeah, it's cheaper to just train spot than to just travel on them, because you need a ticket for that, and you know, Eurostar not exactly cheap, are they? Do you like the proposed Great British Railway logo? No, no I do not. It's a failed attempt of doing like it's a failure of attempting to do the Union Jack on British Rail logo. Oh yeah, it looks hideous. I do not want to see it again. Take it away from my sight, put it behind a wall and just do the right thing. Next up with 3 questions is from James Glossop's Travels. The first question is, what do you think of the LNER Zoomers and would you ever travel on one? Yeah, alright, as I said about the in a previous question. I mean, if there was an opportunity to travel on the LNER Zoomers, then I will give them a travel. Second question from James. If you ever got the chance to ride on my beloved 152.11, would you do a ride with... Come on, James. With me on her. It's interesting how you've worded that question there, James. I'm close. Would you do a ride with me on her? He doesn't mean it, I know. If I do see your beloved, I obviously, you know, obviously it's a Sprinter, so I take loads of photos and travel and video it. And you'll be the first to know because it's your beloved. But third and final question from James Glossop's Travels. What livery would you pick to put on a pacer train? 142 First North Western, 143 Valley Lines, Wales, and 144, which has already been done for the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway, the West Yorkshire Passenger Transport Executive livery, you know, the red and cream one. Next up, with just the one question, is from James Gould, and their first question is, how did you meet your beloved? It's a question I've answered many times now. So, back in Kidderminster 2001, that's when I met my beloved. So, it was the first train ride I've been on, and the first time I've ever seen a train, which was 150.001 at Kidderminster Station 2001. So this was a long time ago, and that got me into trains, really. 150.001, the train ride to Birmingham, and yeah, beloved. Next up with 3 questions is from Josh's Railway Adventures, and the first question is, have you seen the photos of the refurbished Avanti Pendolino? No, not yet. I'll have to have a look for that one. Second question from Josh. Will you be travelling on the Lumo 803s? Lumo 803s. At some point. I've yet to spot them and travel on them. But yeah, third and final question from Josh's Railway Adventures. When will you be seeing your beloved 150.001? Well, as some of you know from my Twitter, because this was filmed on Sunday the 27th of February, that between Tuesday the 22nd and Friday the 25th of February, I may have seen my beloved and travelled on my beloved, train spotted on my beloved, too many times. And the same goes for number 2, so I have just, it's been 2 days since I last saw my beloved, and I really miss her already. So yeah, Friday the 25th was the last time I've seen my beloved. Next up with 3 questions is from Liam's Locos. The first question is, steam or diesel? Diesel. Done. I like steam, but the diesels, I'm more of a diesel person really. Second question from Liam. Do you plan to collab with other fellow subs or spotters? I do have plans, but at the moment I'm just sticking to myself. But you will see some collaborations further down the line this year. Third and final question from Liam's Locos. Favourite freight locomotive? I've already answered this one. Class 68. But another answer would be the Class 66, of course, because the 66s. Next up, with just the one question, is from Liam O'Connor, and their question is: have you ever done a full train journeys before? I have many times. Many times. Next up, with 3 questions, is from On the Mainline. First question: Voyager or 175? 175s. Because I've only been on them once, and I have to travel on them again before they go, because they're good units. Also, I see the Voyagers all the time where I live, so you know, the 175s are different. Second question from On the Mainline: ScotRail or Merseyrail? Eh? Sorry, Pep. Now, despite the fact that Merseyrail have the Peps, ScotRail have the Sprinters and the Class 318s. Sprinters galore, laddies and lasses. Third and final question from On the Mainline: Freightliner or GBRF? GBRF, because they have the Class 69s and 73692, I think it is, 692962, which is named Dick My Butt. I just said that out loud in a public place. Next up, with 2 questions, is from Pep EMU Fan. The first question is: which preserved heritage railway would you like to do a driving experience on a pacer next? Hopefully, there's a few. The Llanelli Mindid Railway, as they have both a 142 and a 143. The Chasewater Railway, because they have a 142 pacer in the First North Western livery. And then there's the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway, because they have 144011 in the West Yorkshire Passenger Transport Executive livery, which looks absolutely stunning. Second and final question from Pep EMU Fan: do you consider train spotting any London Underground stock trains this year, 2022? If there is an opportunity, I will. But as I say, I try to avoid London, because it's busy, and you have Moorgate-like staff. Next up, with 3 questions, is from Reuben Ashwell. The first question is: do you have a least favourite type of sprinter, and if so, why? Least favourite type of sprinter? What? Is this a trick question? Is it April Fool's Day? No, it's a genuine question. Least favourite type of sprinter? What? Second question from Reuben: if there was a train that has long been withdrawn you'd like to see back in service, which one and why? I don't know. I really do not know. The HSTs from First Great GWR that did the mainline services. The 150s from Snow Hill Line, so the 172s replaced them. Sprinters on the Wherry lines as well. And then of course the Pacers, but no one wants to see the Pacers back. I'm trying to film here, damn it, do you mind, you noisy blizzard bikers? Goose Lord, man. Do they know I'm trying to film? Goose. Anyway, third and final question from Reuben Ashwell: what's the worst kind of weather conditions you've travelled on a train in? Ash Church for Tewkesbury 2007 and Dawlish Dawlish 2014. Enough said. Cursed bikers. Next up, with 2 questions, is from Sam's Vlogs, Trains and More. And the first question is: What is your opinion on Avanti West Coast since it took over from Virgin over 2 years ago? I do miss Virgin trains, but I think they've done a good job. They've made 2 brilliant liveries for starters, the Pride and the green one. But yeah, not too bad. They've done alright. I do miss Virgin trains still though. Second and final question from Sam's Vlogs, Trains and More. When you were younger, did you want a job on the railways? Yeah, I wanted to be a train driver, but I kind of went south. So I'd rather have it as a hobby that I can enjoy. Next up with 2 questions is from Simon the Railway Enthusiast 83. The first question is, what is your favourite livery on a freight train and why? The EWS. This is the first livery I've seen on a freight train. Second and final question from Simon the Railway Enthusiast 83. Which one of these freight locos do you prefer? The Class 60, the 66 or the 70? The Class 66. Enough said. In this picture with 3 questions is from Simon Trains, or some people like to call him Simon Trains, or Cyber Trades. And let's get into the questions. So first one, when you visit stations in TK Ventures, how do you mark them off? Well, when I get off the train, obviously I film the train going out and any other train that passes through. I then have a look around the station, see what facilities there are, put them in my head so I remember them, and I have like on Google, I have like a document on my phone where I put all the notes about the station history, the head code, the station's information. And then once I've done a few rehearsals, I then do the in this picture segment. And yeah, and then once I've done that, I just do train spotting and wait for the next train to the next station. So yeah. Second question from Simon Trains. What do you think of the livery on GBR Rail Freight 69004 in the BR Research livery? Very nice. It's very good, very nice actually. Because yeah, it's good to bring back old, classic liveries. Goose, very nice livery. Yeah. Third and final question from Simon Trains, or Simon Trains, or Cyber Trades. Where did you get the idea to say in this picture from? Okay, so all of this came from Monty Python, all of it, because I grew up with Monty Python and I really like them. So yeah, they're my comedy heroes. So in this picture, the quote came from a sketch from the Monty Python Flying Circus called How Not to Be Seen. And it's the opening line actually. In this picture there are 40 people, none of them can be seen. So yeah, the line, and now for something completely different, comes from Monty Python's comedy sketch movie, and now for something completely different. And the high-pitched voice I do for trolley service, data express on a trolley service, all that nonsense, that came from Monty Python's The Life of Brian, because in the film Brian's mother, played by the late great Terry Jones, rest in peace, did the high-pitched voice for Brian's mum in the Life of Brian film. And that was very inspiring for me to do my own source, so I could add it to my crazy attitude that I am. The locals around here are giving me the look of, what is this guy doing? So yeah, that's where it all came from, Monty Python. So that's it for this Q&A video. Thank you very much to everybody for sending me over your questions. I have very much enjoyed reading your questions and answering them, and as always, thank you for watching and stay safe everybody. See you in the next Q&A.